Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I have for you guys a expanded deck. This is going to be a deck built around Zekrom EX. Zekrom EX is a 180 HP lightning type Pokemon that is weak to fighting and also has a 3 retreat cost, but we'll take a look at that in a little bit. The first attack is Glinting Claw. It's not that impressive. If you flip a coin, you get heads, you can do 30 more damage. The attack that we want to focus on is Strong Volt, right? So you discard 2 energy cards attached to this Pokemon, and you can do 150. Slap a Muscle Band, and you can hit for 170, knocking out most big EXs out there, or not that big of an EX, but the idea is very similar, right? This is the original, okay? This is the original, all the way back in Next Destinies. I know this guy was reprinted in Legendary Treasures, but it's going to be an expanded deck because we're going to be using Electric, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. But stick with me here. It's very similar to what's that guy's name? Dialga EX, right? Dialga EX, the metal one, full metal Dialga. You know, it's discard 2 energy cards, do 150, right? We've seen this before. Charizard EX with Combustion Blast is very similar, right? For 4 energy, 2 fire, and a DCE, you can do Combustion Blast for 150. The benefit of discarding them, right, with Zekrom EX and Dialga EX is that when you're facing against a Mewtwo or an Yveltal, when you discard 2 energy cards, you're really reducing their attack, their potential attack by 40 damage, which is pretty good. Because if you think about it, if you're using Combustion Blast Charizard and you knock out something for 170 or whatever, and you're sitting out there on an island with 4 energies, your opponent plays a Mewtwo and a Muscle Band and a DCE, and then plays a Switch out of nowhere, right? I mean. That's 40 damage you could have avoided if it was Zekrom or if it was Dialga EX, right? So some benefits there. So let's take a look at the partner. It's going to be Electric here with Dynamotor. The ability, once during your turn before you attack, you can attach a lightning energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Pretty good, pretty smooth. And we will be using Zekrom here. It's got Outrage and Bolt Strike. Mostly using it to battle against Sigilif and Suicune with, Safeguard. We got Keldeo EX to Russian and Retreat just to kind of rinse and repeat with the Zekrom EX. Being able to put Zekrom onto the bench and then recharging him with Dynamotor and then going on our merry way. For our item cards and whatnot, we got Battle Compressor, got Escape Rope, 2 Level Balls, 1 Professor's Letter, 1 Random Receiver, and a Scramble Switch as the aspect of choice. This way we can just move energies around. We can Scramble Switch onto the non-EX Zekrom if we need to, things like that. We got a couple switches here. Tool Scrapper, this is the beloved card that everyone loves until Starting the Megaphone showed up. But I like this card all the way back from Dragons Exalted. It's a good card, and it can help you out when you run into things like Headringer and whatnot. So we got 3 Ultra Balls. Just get the Pokemon into our hand. And, the thing about Ultra Ball is I understand we probably could play Heavy Ball because this is a 3 retreat cost. But the nice thing about Heavy Ball is that we can discard energy cards and, throw them into the discard pile. And then we can just bring them back in. Things like that. So I like Ultra Ball for this case, even though this is an expanded deck. We got a couple of VS Seekers here. And that's it for the item cards. For the support line, we got 1 Colress, 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander Storm card, 4 Ends, 1 Professor Birch's Observation, 4 Junipers, 1 Skyla, and that's it for the support line. We got Mountain Ring for the Stadium of Choice. This is going to be really good to prevent all damage done to our bench Pokemon by attacks from both your own and your opponents. So it's good because Tynamo is a really weak Pokemon. It's not the really weak one where it's only 30 HP, but it's got 40 HP, so it's not too bad. And I see a bug right here, and I just killed it. Okay, he's on my wall. Sorry about that. So Mountain Ring, I like this stadium. We do have 1 Rough Seas here, just to heal off since we play only Lightning and Water type. Might as well heal some things off, but sometimes it's kind of counterintuitive because, if our opponent plays Lightning Pokemon or Water Pokemon, then it's a little bit not very helpful. We've got 2 Full Stones here, 1 mostly just for Keldeo, but we could play it also for the Electric. And then we got 3 Muscle Bands, 4 DCEs, and 8 Lightning Energies. So, okay, let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. And okay, looks like we're playing against Ridiculous. Oh, I get it. Ridiculous. Okay, so we get to go first. That is great. That way we can evolve first. We start off with nothing. My opponent plays Mega Blastoise and Psychic Energy. Oh, that's fascinating. We start off with a Zekrom. That's actually pretty solid. We even get a Floatstone, which I might play. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play Zekrom, play the DCE, play the Floatstone, and then Skyla for a Juniper. And the next turn we will even better. I still want to go for the Juniper. I think that's probably the best choice. So let's go ahead. Let's get the Juniper out into play, and even play the Floatstone. We'll even play. I should have undo that. Let's take a look at the deck really quick. We should have another Floatstone in here somewhere. We played 2 of them. But what I want to do is get the Tynamo, right? So I didn't want to search for the Keldeo because Tynamo is going to be more of a priority. Otherwise, I would have played the Keldeo and I would have placed the Floatstone on the Keldeo instead. But we see here my opponent has a Weasel here, a Sea Weasel Pokemon. We even see a Bouffalant hit the bench. This guy came from the Flash Fire set, Quick Attack and Water Gun. We see a Psylan. We don't really see too many players play this guy. We see Water Energy, and his Psychic. In the next turn, what I'm going to do is probably just play the Lightning Energy. Either that or I'll probably just discard it. Because we can always get it back anyway. And that way we don't really burn a turn charging up the Zekrom that we don't really need to charge. We just need to do Outrage. And just kind of outraging away. So we see the Water Energy get played onto the Bouffalant. Oh my goodness, we have another energy here. Might as well use it. And here's the Electric here. We get the Random Receiver. Okay, I don't mind that. Let's go ahead. We're going to discard these 2 and play the Tynamo right here. Play them onto the bench. And in the next turn, we will evolve, and then we can use Professor Birch's Observation. Let's go for the Outrage here, and we'll end the turn. Now, my opponent can definitely get something like an Ether and then attach an energy from the hand and then play Switch. And then we can see something like a Gold Breaker. But lucky for us, our Zekrom here isn't an EX. And so otherwise, I really don't see anything happening with anything too explosive, right? All we see is an energy drop on the Bouffalant, and that's about it. We see a Sharon. My opponent gets to draw 3 more cards. And there is a Kangaskhan hit the bench, hitting the field right now. Definitely, this is going pretty well for us. What I'm going to do is probably play the Mount Ring, play the Electric, and then just go for the Professor Birch's Observation. So if we flip tails and we only get 4, then you know what? Why not, right? Because, I mean, everyone would love to get 7 cards, but, you can't always get it your way. So let's go ahead. We'll just play that there. And, yep, we get tails. I called it. Did I not call it? I totally called it. So I'm just going to go for an Outrage. No need to do the Bolt Strike. I'm going to save that for the Bouffalant so I can one-shot him. I imagine the Bouffalant will probably come in and hit us for 60. And then I could probably, hit us for 60. I mean, I could hit for 60 back. And then the Bouffalant would hit us for another 60, and it's kind of like, yeah, might as well just do a Bolt Strike and just take him out. So, my opponent goes for the Kangaskhan here. My opponent can do Call for Family. That's really nice. So that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a Call for Family. So right now, I think what I want to do is I want to either finish this guy off or get the Bouffalant out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Escape Rope, and then I'm going to play the DCE onto the Electric. Either that or I'll probably just charge the energies onto the Electric and then just do a hard retreat with the Electric. So my opponent is searching his deck for a couple of different cards here. So this guy, he is Ringdoculus, and we see a full art Blastoise. We see a Gallade. Wow, that is great. I'm going to go ahead and probably discard the Lysander's Trump card. Don't need to see that anymore. We have a lot of energies in the discard pile. Let's go ahead. I'm going to discard the Professor Birch's Observation and maybe a Juniper in case we see a VS Seeker in our hand. I'll definitely go for that. Let's see. Let's go with the Lysander. I think leaving our options open so we get like a couple different things that we can discard that we can use again. So let's go for the Dynamotor. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Escape Rope. So what I want to do is kind of play it off to my opponent to pretend like I don't have the what it takes to retreat, but I do. So I'm gonna play this from the hand just to kind of fool my opponent a little bit. Because my opponent's probably thinking, oh, he's only got 1 energy there. He needs 2 energy to retreat, but never mind. I got the energy. And here we go. We'll go with the Bolt Strike, knocking out the Bouffalant. And my opponent doesn't really have any energies in play. Otherwise, my opponent could use Kangaskhan. And even if my opponent flipped all 4 heads, he would need a muscle band to knock me out. So right here, we'll probably go for the Outrage and just take out this guy. But my opponent can definitely... bring in the Hurt. So let's go ahead. We're We're going to actually Dino Motor onto this Electric. I'm going to hang on to these guys here. Darn it, now I realize I misplayed this. So let's go ahead, we'll discard these, and let's go, we'll bring the Zekrom out here. And then we'll play the DCE. So let's go for the Outrage, we'll take this guy out, and in the next turn, if my opponent goes for a Rapid Spin, I should be able to just retreat, and I do have 2 more energies here that I can play onto the Zekrom. So that's the plan here. In case my opponent plays an Enhanced Hammer, if my opponent goes for a Rapid Spin, I'll switch into this Electric and I can still retreat, right? So that's kind of the plan. That was kind of my idea. So we give ourselves some options here. My opponent goes for a Call for Family. The Blastoise over here, he does get an energy drop, so we could have seen a Rapid Spin. But my opponent opted not to do that. We get a Rough Seas. I actually don't want to play that right now. Since my opponent plays a Mega Blastoise, I kind of want to hang on to the Mountain Ring. So let's go ahead. We're just going to charge the Zekrom on the bench and the Zekrom EX on the bench. Let's go ahead. We'll do that right there. And I'm going to go and play the Juniper. We do get some more energies. Let's see here. We get the Muscle Band. I'm going to hang on to that. We do get the Keldeo as well. And let's see. I mean, we can definitely retreat into, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go for the knockout. Let's go for the Bolt Strike, knocking out this Kangaskhan. We hit 40 for ourselves, but that's okay. And we get another Mountain Ring. So if my opponent counters, we should still be able to survive. So my opponent definitely can knock us out with a Splash Bomb. But hopefully my opponent flips tails and hurts himself. That way our Zekrom can finish the job. And there we go. My opponent does flip tails. We don't even need the Muscle Band. So I'm going to hang on to the Muscle Band in case of, I don't know. Maybe I should just play it. You never know when an opponent has top stacks a Head Ringer or something like that. That could be very annoying. So we'll go ahead. We'll play the Muscle Band right now. I think it's pretty viable. I'm going to go and attach the energy here. Let's just go ahead and Dino Motor onto the one on the bench. This guy's going to be fully powered up right about now. And tell you what, I'm just going to hang on to everything here. Let's go with the Strong Volt, knocking out the Blastoise. And there we go, taking 2 prizes. We even get a Scramble Switch. We can scramble onto this Zekrom. We even have Professor's Letter. Lots of stuff going for us right now. There we go. The Gengar EX hits the field. What I really want to do is probably, man, we don't have the Float Stone, and I don't want to take the risk with the Professor Juniper. So what I want to do is, let's go ahead. We'll just rush in, and let's see here. We will play these energies here, and we'll just go for the win, knocking out the Gengar, folks, and playing the Scramble Switch. There we go, and it is GG. 1-hit knockout on the Gengar, and that's it for the game. So there we go. What do you guys think? That is Zekrom EX for the expanded format. If you guys have other deck ideas, feel free to shoot them my way, and I'll take a look at them and see what I can do, if I can build them, and I can showcase them on this channel. And look at that. Ooh, we even get a little bonus there for bringing out the Keldeo to play. So hopefully you guys have a good day. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, take care. Goodbye. See you later.